Hey everyone, it's Rob with Passport to the Parks, and today is Wednesday, January the 16th, and I'm here at Disney's Caribbean Beach Resort. I'm going to take a look at the Disney Skyliner here. Just kind of want to keep you guys up to date as far as what's going on. I just wanted to show you the station a little bit, see what they're doing over here, and I'm actually going to walk through Jamaica and Aruba, kind of follow the towers along the path there to show you guys exactly where it's going to go through and what you're going to see as you're going overhead through the Caribbean beach. And then we'll head all the way down to the Riviera Station as well and take a look at that. Honestly, it seems to be rather uneventful. I'll get you turned around here in a second once we get some more people coming on here. Kevin, hey, welcome. Bridget, welcome. Juan, welcome. It's lunchtime. Bridget coming from New Orleans. Hey, Jackie, welcome. Always nice to have you guys here. Like I said, we're just going to take a look at some of the Skyliner progress here at the Caribbean beach. It is very cold today here in Florida. It's been cold the last couple days. My hands are kind of frozen solid. It's only in the mid-50s, but that is really cold when it comes to Florida weather. So kind of bear with me as we go through here, that my fingers don't freeze up on me. Let's see who else we got coming on here. Hey, Mark, welcome. Julie, Melanie, hello from Scotland. Tammy, let us know if seeing any digging, soil moving, etc. around the Skyliner supports in Jamaica. It was supposed to start. All right, we'll take a look at that when we get through there. Hopefully they'll do something with some of the landscaping through there. That would be pretty nice. Susan, hey, how are you? Terry, welcome. All right, let me get you guys turned around. I'm standing right over by the Caribbean Beach Station right now. Like I said, it seems very uneventful. I've been here over the past 10 days or so, and there hasn't been a whole lot of progress. I've been waiting to see maybe some gondola movements, just anything really fun happening. It's just been just the construction, basically, the station construction, just some iron work, things like that, just cosmetic things. Nothing really with the towers, with the haul ropes, even the maintenance gondolas. Let me zoom you in here a little bit. The maintenance gondola is still sitting there. It's been sitting there for at least the past 7 days or so. That's the gondolas that they use to run the communication cable across the top. I believe they did the run already over to Hollywood Studios. We saw that. I already have that on video. They still need to do the run over to the Riviera and then over to Epcot as well. So that hasn't been done. So that's what those gondolas are sitting there to eventually do. Other than that, like I said, there hasn't been a whole lot of action. We're expecting a shipment of about 150 of the gondolas to come through here to Disney. They are the CWA Omega 10 passenger gondolas. So they're going to sit about 10 people in there, probably 7 or 8 comfortably. About the gondolas a little bit, they are scooter accessible. The seats are supposed to fold up, so you fit scooters in there, strollers, etc. Like I said, they're supposed to hold up to 10 people. You probably get a family of 7 or 8 in there. You should be comfortable. I got some more comments coming on here. Let me see. Carolyn, welcome. Alicia, always good to see you. Welcome. Megan, hey, from Michigan. It's very cold. It's cold here too. It's cold all over the place now. It's not supposed to be cold here in Florida. Let's see here. Mark, hey, from England, welcome. Rebecca, do they have an opening date yet? They've only announced the fall so far. Let me zoom you out just a little bit here. They've only announced the fall as far as the opening time frame. They haven't given an exact date. They're going to be doing testing here shortly. As soon as they get the shipment of the gondolas to come in, they'll load them up on the haul rope, and they'll start doing load testing and really running the heck out of this thing to see what it can do. Then they'll start using cast members, etc. But they will do a lot of testing with empty gondolas. They'll weight them down with water weights actually to put a full load, and they'll run the heck out of the haul ropes as fast as they can. They'll look for vibrations in the towers, any kind of movement in the haul rope, those kind of things. Test all the safety features out. And then once they get through that process, maybe they'll start doing some soft openings, hopefully over the summer, which would be cool. And then eventually, in the fall it'll open. I don't know if it'll open before that. The way it's looking now, they've really kind of slowed down to a halt. You know, they're probably waiting on these gondolas to come in and just doing the other things they need to do to the stations. But internally, I think it's pretty well to go as far as the system, as far as running the haul ropes and that part of it. It's just the cosmetics on the stations and the internal workings and all that. Let's see who else we got coming on here. Rebecca, yes, the opening dates. Jennifer, heading there in 17 days. Can you tell me where the towers are placed in the Jamaica area? Yeah, we're going to actually walk through there. I'll start walking here in a second, and I'm going to follow the towers through Jamaica and Aruba, so you get a close-up look of what that's going to look like through there. Hey, Maggie from Iowa, welcome. Rob, is there an estimate the total number of gondolas on the entire system? Like I said, they are bringing in 150 gondolas is the shipment that is supposed to come in. They're probably going to run about 100 gondolas on the system at one time. We're going to start walking here. So you'll see about 100 gondolas running on a normal basis, 150 obviously on a very crowded basis. So we'll take a look here. So as you look at the towers, if you can kind of picture this in your head, between the two towers there, say you have the two towers, you're probably going to see going in either direction 2 or 3 gondolas between each tower. So if you can kind of estimate that going through all the sections, that's kind of the capacity that you'll normally see. They'll come into the stations as they're going through the turnarounds. Like I said, if you haven't seen any of the videos on how these work, basically there's a detachable grip that holds on from the hanger arm of the gondola. It holds onto the haul rope, and as it's going along, it enters the station and that grip releases, and then the wheels will slow the gondola down, and it brings it around by the bull wheel, and the gondolas turn at a very, very slow rate, and passengers can exit, and then they can also get on as well. So in that load zone, you're going to have 3 or 4 gondolas at one time with people exiting and entering. So it's a constant moving process. There's going to be people getting on and off all the time. So it's going to be a really, really quick and efficient system. And then once you're loaded on, the gondola goes through and it comes back up to speed. That grip reattaches to the haul rope, and then off you go. It's going to run at 17 miles an hour. So the haul rope is running at 17 miles an hour, which is pretty darn quick. I've seen some videos. Doppelmayr, who is the company who is behind the construction of the gondola system here, just really, really well known. They do gondola systems all over the world. Probably the best company that does this. This is the Doppelmayr D line, which is pretty much the top end as far as these kind of systems go. So you're moving at 17 miles an hour. I know I'm just standing here, but I'm going to try to get a lot of this out of the way real quick. So at 17 miles an hour, say between the Caribbean Beach and Pop Century, which is down in that direction, you're going to be on that line for probably less than a minute, if you really think about it. It's not that long of a distance between there. So a lot of people are saying without the air conditioning, it's going to be people are going to get heat stroke and everything. You're not going to be on these things for that long. At moving 17 miles an hour, it is pretty darn quick through the air, and you're going to get a lot of airflow through there. It's going to be not as horrible as people think. I'm seeing a lot of things in the comments about how terrible these things are. They're going to break down. People are going to fall in the water. They're extremely safe. Probably some of the safest transportation that you can get. So there's not going to be those kind of issues. And as far as the air conditioning goes, like I said, you're not going to be on those gondolas for very long. It's going to be really quick. Okay, hey, there's a Disney bus. Still love the Disney buses. Let's see who else we got here. Robin, gonna hope to be here in October. Awesome. Sheila, welcome. Staying at Caribbean Beach in July. Sweet. Maybe some soft openings through July. That would be pretty cool. Megan, getting 8 inches of snow on Saturday. Oh, I'm so sorry. Carrie, welcome from Canada. Stephanie, hey, how are you? Sarah, Bennett family, eating tea in the UK, watching you. Awesome. Welcome. Darren, good afternoon from the UK. A lot of people from UK today. Awesome. Linda, going in September. Can't wait. Robin, hey, from Canada. Just wondering if they're going to keep people from rocking the gondolas When I went back in the 80s, the old gondolas of the Magic Kingdom. Okay, that's a good point here. Had you scared to death. That is a completely different system than what they're putting here. The old gondolas that they had, the Skyway that they had at Walt Disney World, was a very, very small open air gondola. And yes, those things were small, they were lightweight, they would swing back and forth. This is completely different. This is a mass transit system. These things are used, to climb mountains, in ski lifts. It's a very, very heavy duty system. These things aren't going to be rocking back and forth. Even when I looked at the maintenance gondolas, when they were hanging or running the communications cable down to Hollywood Studios, it was really windy that day. And just those vehicles, those are really small open air vehicles, they weren't moving at all. So as far as, wind gusts and these things rocking back and forth, or people inside rocking them back and forth, you're really not gonna get that. I don't think it's gonna be a problem. Here's the Riviera down there. Hey Jennifer, welcome. Hey Jimmy and Jeannie, welcome. Always good to see you. Rebecca, is the Constitution finished at Caribbean Beach? The Constitution, I'm not sure exactly what that is. I'm sorry. Victor, hello from Mexico. Love your videos. Welcome from Mexico. Awesome. Let's see. Susan, hey, how are you? Darren, we need a Disney ticket to use this. That's another question that's come up that some people have been sort of inquiring about, is whether or not who's going to be able to ride the Skyliner system. Disney has not made any official announcements as far as it being something that you have to pay for, something that you have to use a magic band to get on and off, if it's going to be for resort guests only. I believe it's just going to be another form of transportation. So, if you're going to go from resorts to the parks, or from resort to resort, if you're going to go to the Riviera, to Pop Century, you should just be able to enter it just like you would with the monorail or the Disney buses. I'm trying to think of how I want to get through here. Would be the easiest way. I think I'm actually going to walk just down the side here through the grass. It's a little quicker, so we can see the station. This is really nice. What they did here is they built these new walkways. This wasn't here before. This used to just pretty much dead end. So now you're going to have a walkway from Jamaica over to the Skyliner station. So that's going to be really helpful. Actually, I'm not sure if I can cut through there or not. Maybe I should stick to the walkways. We're going to take the long way around here. Let's see, Joe, any word when they will test the real gondolas? If you're just joining, they are expecting a shipment of about 150 gondolas coming in. As far as I know, they have not arrived on property yet. I haven't seen in any of the storage areas where the gondolas will be placed. They have all the hanger arms here. They've had those for a little while, but the gondolas have not arrived yet. So when they arrive, eventually they'll get them all hooked up, and then they'll fill them full of water weights, and they'll start testing the heck out of those things. Hey Matt, welcome. Nikki, welcome. Darren, it's dinner time there. Watch you later on YouTube. Awesome videos. Thank you so much for watching. Glad you're going to watch later. All right, so we're walking through Jamaica here. It's really cool back here. I love the color schemes through here. So this would be one of the ways that you would come to get to the Skyliner. You would take that path back up and cross the road. It is seriously cold here today. I said my hands are frozen. Hey Phil, welcome. Kristen, welcome. So if any of you guys are staying in Jamaica, this is what it looks like. So we just walked behind the building here to get around. So we're going to come back out into the parking lot and we'll see the side of the station now. Joe, how many will be on it? How many gondolas? We're looking at probably about 100 gondolas on a normal basis. And 150 on a very busy basis. They won't run all the gondolas at one time. You know, I'm sure they'll have gondolas down for maintenance. They'll rotate gondolas in and out. Just like what they do with any transportation, the monorails, the buses, the boats, they'll rotate them through. They're not constantly running everything at one time unless it's really, really necessary or really, really busy. Okay, so now we're over on the side of the station. Let me get up on a sidewalk here. Now they do have an actual gondola over at the Pop Century station. They don't have any gondolas here. Those metal beams over there, that's where the gondolas would be stored on a normal basis. So there's none over there. Catch up on some comments here. Let's see here. Simon, excited to see the new developments and how much progress is being made. Can't wait to come in November. I think it'll be good in November. I think you'll see it'll definitely be up and running by then. Jimmy and Jeannie, much warmer here than in Ohio, or much warmer here. Yeah, it feels like Ohio here today though. Hey Kristen, hello to your 7-year-old. Awesome, thank you guys for watching. Gemma, not a clue where to stay in Caribbean Beach. If I were to stay here right now, I would stay in Trinidad personally. It's always been my favorite. Barbados is also really nice. Trinidad is right over there. That's kind of where we started. It's got the Spyglass Grill. It's really quiet over there. It's peaceful. It's got a great pool. So personally, that's where I would stay. Right now I'm standing in Jamaica, which is behind me. And you can see where the towers are running right over my head here. So we'll kind of walk in that direction here momentarily. What were we talking about here? The gondolas themselves. Yeah, so about 100 gondolas at one time. Like I said, it's going to transport anywhere from 4,500 to 5,000 people an hour is what it's capable of doing. So that is a lot of people. These things are going to be moving really quick. Like I said, 17 miles an hour. These haul ropes are going to be moving. It's really fast when you're going through the air. There are some really cool videos online as far as the Doppelmayr D line. I'll probably put an article together here soon, put it up on passporttotheparks.com with some of those videos where you can actually see the D line in action. It's really awesome. It's going to be so much fun. It's just going to be really, really a cool ride. Let's see, Holly, loving the updates. Very rare to catch you live video as I'm in the UK, but I always catch up on YouTube. Well, thank you very much for watching on YouTube. I'm glad you can catch me live today. We'll be back at Caribbean Beach in November. Stayed in Jamaica last year. Jamaica is very popular. A lot of people love staying in Jamaica and Aruba. Jonathan, I will definitely keep the updates coming. Phil, will they be in service by September? They're saying the fall. I'm hoping, you know, September will be great. Like I said, maybe some soft openings over the summer. Paula, looking forward to our first day in May. Hope you have an amazing time when you're here. Mike, 150 days, 7 degrees in Michigan. I'm sorry, you people up north. I know what it's like. I'm from Ohio. Nikki, will it be ready by April? No, unfortunately, it's definitely not going to be ready by April. Hey, Casey, you had your tonsils out. I saw that online. I hope you're feeling better, Casey. Eat plenty of popsicles and ice cream. Victor, how long do you think it will be from the preferred rooms to the Skyliner on a walk or internal bus? Preferred rooms basically are right where we started from. I believe preferred is in Barbados and I think in Trinidad. So as long as it took me from the beginning of the video to walk over here, it's just maybe a couple minute walk, if that. Really easy walk from the preferred rooms, not a problem. No problem, Gemma. trying to reply to everybody's comments here. So just if you have any questions, I'll try to answer them as best as I can. Gemma had no idea the gondolas were happening. Wow, this is like huge Disney happening here. It's going to be a lot of fun. Awesome transportation happening here. Let's see. Jimmy and Jeannie, our daughter or son-in-law, will be there on Thursday through Monday. Jimmy and I are excited that the grandbaby girl will be staying with us down there. Oh, that is very sweet. I'm happy for you guys. Disney Nerd Herders, welcome. Victor, welcome. Tell them I will be up. Tell them I will up my offer to a tenner if they have the Skyliner done by June. Yeah, I don't think June is going to happen, especially from what's happened over the past 10 days. There's not a whole lot happening at all. So, do you think, Paula, do you think the buses or gondolas will be quicker to the parks? I believe the gondola is going to be a very quick option. Like I said, if you say we're standing right here, this is the Caribbean beach, and you want to go over to Disney's Hollywood Studios, which is that line right in front of us, you're going to be on there for less than a minute. 17 miles an hour through the air, coming out of the station to the other station, definitely less than a minute. Getting on a bus and driving over there, you're looking at probably 7 to 10 minutes to get over there on a bus. So this is going to be a very quick option, a lot faster than people are actually realizing that it's going to be. Even in the beginning, I didn't realize how quick and efficient this system is actually going to be. This is definitely a very modern way to do transportation here. A lot of people have said, oh, expand the monorail. Why don't they expand the monorail? It's extremely expensive, extremely hard to keep the monorail updated. And the Skyliner is easy to maintain, it's easy to update, and it is far less expensive to expand, and there's the key word, is to expand all over property. So this is kind of a phase 1 deal that we're looking at, in my opinion, from what it's running through now, from Pop Century to here, over to Hollywood Studios and over to Epcot. Eventually, I think if this all goes well, they're going to expand over to maybe Coronado Springs and then down to the Animal Kingdom and even over to Disney Springs as well. Let's see, Victor, do you think Disney will offer a free dining plan for Disney for December? They usually do. I think it's usually around that time where they start doing free dining plans like that. Oh, Casey, keep smiling, definitely. It's good to know you're feeling better, Casey. Okay, so let's continue on. Like I said, so we would come out of the station here, up onto these towers, and just a little bit about the towers too. There's a lot of sensory equipment that's going on to these towers. You're not going to be able to see very well, but just on the shivs themselves, which are the wheels there that the haul rope is going through, there's called an RPD sensor, which is a rope position detector. And what that does is the haul rope has to be completely centered on those wheels as it's going through. So if there's any fluctuation at all, that sensor will detect that, and it'll notify the system that it needs to shut down or take whatever precautions that it needs to take. So that's one of the systems in place. A lot of weather systems. There is a lot of electrical sensitivity equipment to detect electrical energy through the air, storms. There's the, let me say this right, anemometers. I always have trouble with that word. You don't see one here on this tower, but it's the little wheel, it's a little spinny thing that's kind of on the top that detects the wind. So they can detect all kinds of situations to make sure that the Disney Skyliner is running efficiently and it's running safely, and it can detect all kinds of weather situations in the air. I know I'm not walking here, guys. You guys' comments keep coming in really quick. I'm sorry. Let's see, Rebecca, it would be awesome to see the gondolas offer transportation to all parks. I hope that's right. I think eventually that, like I said, I think this is definitely going to be the future. They're going to see how this all works out, and I think you're going to see some expansion definitely into the near future here. Caroline, will they be active in Thunder? It all depends on the guidelines that is set by Doppelmayr and Disney as far as how they're going to run for safety. If there's rumbling in the air, I'm sure they'll still be running. They're going to detect lightning, heavy winds, heavy rains, those kind of things that can really affect the gondola itself. In normal wind conditions, in normal rain conditions, these things are still going to be running. You know, you're going to have extreme bouts of lightning that would shut it down. Really heavy winds that would shut it down. So this isn't going to shut down like every 5 minutes, like people are assuming it's going to. Let's see. With Florida's weather and the lightning, won't they need to shut it down? Yeah, I think I just answered that question, hopefully. Matt, enjoyed Coronado Springs last week. Yeah, I know. Sorry you guys were in the hospital. You missed that. Hopefully you caught it online, though. Hey! How are you? Alicia, hopefully there isn't an increase in traffic accidents from people trying to watch the gondolas. You know, I catch that myself. As I'm driving down like Buena Vista, I'm constantly, you know, switching my head back and forth trying to see if there's anything going on. So yeah, that could be seriously an issue. So definitely got to be safe as you're coming through. So like I said, we're going to follow this line down through here. Here's one of the first towers coming into Jamaica. It's this gunmetal gray color. We keep talking about, will they paint these things? What are they going to do with them? You know, are they going to do any kind of landscaping around here? Right now, as you can see, it's just a giant metal tower that's just sitting right in the middle of Jamaica. Hopefully they'll put some pretty landscaping around here. That would be nice. Paint the towers. Come on, Disney, listen to us. Everybody wants these towers painted. This is going to be really awesome through here if we just do something with these towers. The gunmetal gray is just not doing it for people. Let's see here. Caroline, where would they be going to currently? They come from Pop Century and Art of Animation here to Caribbean Beach. That is the station right behind us. They leave the Caribbean Beach and you can cross over Victory Way over to Hollywood Studios through those trees. Overhead, this takes us through Jamaica and Aruba down to the Riviera, which we'll head towards. And from the Riviera, it cuts over to the boardwalk parking lot and does a 90-degree turn there. And then you head down the boardwalk parking lot into the back of Epcot, into the International Gateway. Caroline, coming in November, December this year. I definitely think you'll be happy. Star Wars will be open and the Skyliner. Let's see, Holly, I read an article this week from Disney, updates that the Skyliner will be complete late spring, early summer. I'm not seeing that. The last I heard, Disney was announcing the fall, and from what I see now, I don't see late spring. I definitely don't see that happening. They have some serious testing to do and a lot of work still to do. Would it be awesome? Would I be happy? Heck yeah. The quicker they open this thing, the better. So right now I have to stick with the fall because that's what's been officially announced. Oh geez, how am I going to get through here? So let's see, there's a lot of construction going on right through here. This just looks all cosmetic. I don't think this has anything to do with the Skyliner. This is just all new walkways. Looks like they're repaving and stuff through here, so I'm going to have to find a different way around. Not quite sure how long this will be going on. Jenny, thanks for the awesome updates, thorough updates. It's appreciated. Well, thank you for watching. That's even more appreciated. Craig, will they stop running buses to the parks once the gondolas are running? That's another good question. They definitely will not stop running the buses for various reasons. A, you know, at any time, like we said, the gondolas can go down. So they definitely need the buses still coming through here. And I'm going to try to find my way around here as I'm talking. Looks like I'm going to have to go the long way around to get up on a sidewalk here. I'm gonna cut through the grass. So anyways, the buses. So in case the Skyliner goes down, they're definitely gonna need the buses. The other thing is, what if you're afraid to ride the Skyliner? If you're afraid of heights and you don't want to ride the Skyliner, you still have to have those options here to get guests back and forth. So, you know, they're just not going to shut a mode of transportation completely down for the Skyliner, because there's going to be a lot of people who aren't going to be willing to ride the Skyliner. I don't like heights myself. I don't do roller coasters and things like that, so sorry, I'm just trying to figure out where I'm at here. But I'm definitely going to ride the Skyliner. I think it's going to be so much fun. And it's going to be safe, and you know, it's going to stay all at one level as you're coming up onto the towers. The gondola stays level. It's the hanger arm, you know, angles, you know, as you're tilting upwards, the gondola stays level, and then as you come up onto the towers, you know, the gondola will still be level with the ground. Okay, well, this was fun trying to get through here. At least you guys know kind of what to expect if you're coming here anytime soon. All right, let me see if I can walk and read here at the same time. Matt, Rob, you're fantastic. He does the best job ever. Love it. Well, thank you so much for the compliment. I've been hearing that a lot lately, that this has been really helpful to everyone, and that really, really makes me feel good. So I will continue to do this as far as people really get something out of it and it's helpful. Then I will keep doing it. I have a great time doing it. So here's our second tower. We saw that first tower. You see the haul rope coming overhead here. Tower right above us. And still nothing happening here as far as landscaping or painting or anything like that. Here's the bridge that takes you over to Old Port Royal. It's a nice quick way to cut from Aruba and Jamaica. So yeah, they got this all fenced off over here, doing a lot of construction with the walkways, which is good. Everything always helps through here, anything to make it better. So you can see where these towers are running. It's running right over top of the buildings here. It's going to be a really cool view from the gondolas. I said in my last video, I was just curious on people's opinions. You know, if you're staying here, you know, what are you going to think of the gondolas running overhead like this? Especially once we come around the side here, we're going to see that one of the towers is actually right next to the pool in Aruba. It goes right overhead. So you're going to be kind of looking down on people in the pool. Which, the more I thought about that, you actually see, when you're riding the monorail, you see a lot of pools in there as well, especially like at the Grand Floridian. As you're coming into the station, you can see everybody in the pool there. So is it something new that, you know, you're going to have things going overhead when you're swimming or laying out in the sun? I guess it's just an opinion thing. There's Old Port Royal over there, Sebastian's. I'm going to be coming up on the Riviera here in a minute. This Riviera Resort is just massive. I think it's going to be really nice. All of the the stuff that they're going to have in the back here on the water, the pool area. Once it's done, I think it's going to be really, really a nice looking hotel. I know there's a lot of different opinions on that as well, but I want to give it a chance to get all complete and see what it's going to look like. Hopefully it'll mesh right in with the Caribbean beach here, not be too much of an eyesore. So here's our other tower. We're coming into Aruba now. Let me catch up on some comments. Robin, I bet they paint them like palm trees at the Caribbean beach, and theme related to other resorts. Disney always make things look good. You know, I've talked about that too, as far as making them into giant palm trees or lighthouses or anything like that. I don't know if personally I'm too up for that. I think if you make it into a giant palm tree, it's just gonna be more sort of a standing out like a sore thumb, a big giant fake palm trees. I think they just need to paint them, you know, match them to the color schemes here. These whimsical colors, these island colors, and I think it would be fine. I don't think go too extreme to put anything, you know, on the exterior that would make it look like a giant palm tree or lighthouse or anything like that. I don't know if I'd be happy with that. Kim, staying in October. That's a perfect month. I always love coming here in October. Gareth, hey Rob, we'll be there at the end of February. Me and my family have been watching your YouTube channel for the updates. Keep doing what you're doing. I absolutely will. Thank you so much for watching. Kim, what's the best area for room, shortest walk to the main building? If you want to get to the main buildings, right across the way there is Martinique, and that is right next to Old Port Royal. It's a very, very short walk. And then on the other side is Barbados. So those are your two closest buildings to Old Port Royal. If you were watching before, that bridge that we were just by, you can cut over pretty quick from Jamaica and Aruba here. Trinidad is a little farther down as far as walking to Old Port Royal, but you can pretty much get anywhere within, you know, 7 or 8 minutes walk time anywhere from within the property here. It's large, but it's not terrible, so I wouldn't have any problems. Rob, what construction is left to complete at Caribbean Beach, non-gondola related? Well, I think we just saw some. It's just a lot of things like those walkways we saw. Pretty much everything at Old Port Royal is done. The Riviera obviously is being done here, and just the Skyliner stuff. You know, what we're going to see, if anything, future with these towers, but it's mainly just Skyliner related. And again, these towers are just like right here. You can walk right up to them. Just these massive towers with soon to have gondolas coming overhead. And here is the pool. So you can see there's the haul rope, and these are where the gondolas are going to be coming over, and right through this wall here is the pool area for Aruba. Let's see what's up here. Ooh, you can smell the chlorine. It smells good. There is nobody swimming today. It is ice cold. Not a good day to swim. They've actually closed all the water parks in Orlando today. Volcano Bay, Typhoon Lagoon, all the water parks are closed today. So there's the tower in relation to the pool. The rope's going overhead, and that's going to take us down to the Riviera Station. Let me catch up here. Mike, I think their main priority is getting it open prior to Star Wars. Yeah, absolutely. I think it'll definitely be open prior to Star Wars. I agree, that's going to be the priority. Destiny, debating between Caribbean Beach and Pop for our stay. I don't know with that one. I think Pop Century is pretty awesome. Caribbean Beach is awesome. You know, you're going to get a little more amenities here at the Caribbean Beach. You know, you have your on-site restaurants. Old Port Royal has a lot of cool stuff. But Pop Century is awesome too. You have beautiful water there. You have Hourglass Lake. Everything Pop, I think, is one of the best quick service restaurants on property. I love eating there. So I don't know. I can't help you. I'm sort of torn 50-50 on that one. I would probably just go for the better deal myself on that. Mike, my wife is scared of heights and will never take it. Hope they have the buses. Like I said, they will definitely still run the buses for that very reason. You know, not everybody, this is not going to be everybody's cup of tea to ride this. Like I said, I don't like heights either, and I don't like roller coasters, those kind of things, but I think this is going to be very, very easy to ride. You know, you're going to be up in the air, but it's not going to be that high. If you look at the height of the towers right now, it's just above the roof, you know, the rooftops and the trees. But when you add the hanger arm and the gondola itself, you know, you're just going to be clearing the tops of these trees. So it's not that high. And it's totally enclosed. It's going to be very safe. It's going to be moving very quickly. You're going to be up there for a short time. And you're going to be so engulfed in the views and how pretty it's going to look. You know, going through Jamaica and Aruba, seeing the water on the side, coming into the Riviera, going over Hourglass Lake, coming into the back of Epcot. I mean, there's just going to be so many awesome views to check out as you come through here. So this is the last tower coming out of Aruba, coming into the Aruba Station, which you can see it's all fenced around here. We'll head around and we'll try to get a little higher so we can take a look at the station. Got some beautiful white sand here. People actually out enjoying themselves even though it is cold. So let me turn around and you can see those towers behind me. So that's going to be basically your run through Jamaica and Aruba. It's not going to take very long to get through. Again, 17 miles an hour is going to be very quick moving through the air. So between stations, you're going to be looking at probably a minute or less to get between these stations. It's going to be moving that fast. Oh, a little squirrel jumped out. Kind of scared me. So we're going to cut through the back of Aruba. See if we can find some openings back here. We get a better look at the station. Smells really nice through here. You can see another tower back there. That's one of the towers that leaves the Riviera Station and heads over to the Boardwalk parking lot, then eventually over to Epcot. A lot of twists and turns through Caribbean Beach here. You gotta stay on these walkways. They got a lot of things blocked off with shrubbery and all that, so it's kind of hard to cut across in a lot of these buildings. So if you're staying all the way back here, we're back in the 5000s, 5541 to 56. You know, you're gonna twist and turn. You're gonna have a little bit of a walk to get over to Old Port Royal. So I'm going to twist my way around here just to get behind this other building so we can take a look at the station. I don't know if you can see my hands here. Let me show you. My hand is like, I don't know if you can tell or not, but it's like frozen. It's like almost turning blue. And it's all like wrinkled up from the cold. It's crazy. Hey, there I am in the window. Got my Browns jacket on. You can see that. Love the Browns. They're going to be awesome next year if you're a football fan. It's time to become a Browns fan finally. I've been a Browns fan all my life. Okay, so here's a nice ground shot of the Riviera Station. Looks like they're doing some construction back there. This is going to be a pretty unique station. It's going to be sort of a 90-degree turn as you go through there. Let's see what our comments are doing here. Matt, August 22nd, Coronado for 2 weeks. It's gonna be an awesome vacation. Hopefully we'll hook up when you're down here. That'd be pretty cool. Lisa, What's the weather like, please? Beginning of February. You're going to find weather pretty much like this. You're going to have days that it's really cold, and then like this weekend it's supposed to warm back up into like the 70s, I think. So you can fluctuate. You can drop down in the, like it was in the 40s last night. It was really cold. It's in the 50s today, and by the weekend it's going to jump back up 70s, maybe even to the 80s. So you're going to have similar weather. It's pretty dry though through the winter months. Not a whole lot of rain. Let's see, Holly just tried to screenshot the update but can't do it from the live post. The update was on January 12th and stated that they plan to complete the late spring to early summer in order for it to be fully up and running for Galaxy's Edge. Okay, that's awesome. I mean, if you saw something recent on that, that's cool. I'm definitely going to look into that, see if I can get some confirmation on that if they've moved up the dates. I would love that. Like I said, the sooner the better. I'm really anxious to finally get on this thing. Annalise, I think I'm saying that right, hopefully, going to be there in December. Wonder if the Skyliner will be open. Absolutely, it'll be open by December, no problem. Laura, is there an estimated time for the opening? I think we're talking about that. Robert took a full Caribbean look off the place, big building of flat-like homes. Took a full Caribbean beach look. Maybe you're referring to the Riviera. I've heard that. People are comparing them to like apartment buildings and kind of some weird stuff like that. I'm going to wait till it's done to see what it definitely looks like. Stephanie, 50 days until you're here. Awesome. Scott, welcome from Sheffield, England, coming with the family to Coronado Springs in 64 days. That's going to go by quick. Hope you have a great time. Patty, I personally hate the look of the gondolas, but I imagine my son is going to love riding them. There you go. I think it's going to be an awesome ride. Like I said, it's, is it going to look awesome? Just wait till the gondolas are up. It's going to be like seeing the monorail. I think it's just going to become part of that Disney charm. It's going to be, you come to Disney, I got to ride the monorail, I got to ride the train, I got to ride the boats. And eventually I think people I got to ride the gondolas. So just give it time to sort of set in. Carrie, please tell me you have never seen an alligator when you've been walking around the resorts, staying at Coronado Springs, and afraid of seeing one. I have come to Disney many, and one more many times, never seen an alligator. So I wouldn't worry. Plus they've added fences all over the place, and you just have to use common sense. Just stay on the paths, stay away from the water. You'll be fine. You have to keep yourself safe as well. It is Florida. I'm not saying they're not out there. I've just never ever seen one. Christine, will they let you resort hop on them, the connecting resorts? I don't believe there's going to be any stipulations on who can ride. I don't think they're going to check magic bands. Personally, I don't think they're going to charge. It's going to be like riding the monorails and riding the buses. It's just going to be another form of transportation to get people back and forth. So we'll see what happens. They're going to have a lot of surveillance. From what I've been looking at, these things are extremely high tech. They're going to have cameras on board. The stations all have monitoring equipment in there, sensory equipment. They're going to be able to see what you're doing. All the gondolas are going to have automation on board, which means they're going to have, as you're riding through, they're going to tell you, hey, you're passing over, just like you would on the monorail. It's going to tell you what you're passing over. There'll be music. I'm sure it'll be GPS based. It'll know where the gondola is at any given point. So as you're going over Jamaica, it'll tell you stuff about Jamaica and where you're going to, just like riding the monorail. I don't know if I got off subject there, but I just thought I'd throw that in. Mark Norris, the Patriots. Oh, come on. Not the Patriots. At least you're not a Steelers fan. Sorry about any Steelers fans out there, but Esther, thank you so much for being here. Annalise, yes, you said my name right. And go Patriots. Oh, not a bunch of Patriots fans. Come on. We'll see. See if Kansas City takes care of that. Never been a Patrick Mahomes fan until now. Actually, I was a Tom Brady fan, trying to get them to beat the Steelers. But that didn't happen. That was the only time I was going to be a Tom Brady fan. Richard, coming to Wilderness Lodge in August with my family from Pennsylvania and Maryland. I lived in Is it Dun? I can't say that. Dunedin, Florida for 10 days. I'm not familiar with where that's at. Hey, oh, this is something new. Oh, check that out. Okay, they've actually just added, let me zoom in here, just like at the station over at the International Gateway at Epcot, they have that beautiful mural of the Florida cranes on there. They've actually added some ironwork on the outside of this, some really pretty looking ironwork. So that is new. That's kind of cool to see. At least we got to see something new here today. There's going to be a lot of characteristics tied into each one of the stations, which I think is great. I love how they're going to tie each station into the area that they're in. You know, they're spending a lot of time and they're going to make these stations look amazing. So I don't think they're going to sell them short on the towers. At least I hope not. That's why I'm thinking that we may still get some paint on these towers coming through here, just because of the care that they're giving to these stations and trying to make them look amazing. Richard, it's by Clearwater. Okay, well, I know where that's at, definitely. Hey, we got a Saints fan on here. I'd like to see the Saints do well this year. Let's see. Terry, cheering me up on your way to work. Awesome. Glad to help. Christine, I live 20 minutes from Gillette Stadium. Go Pats. Yeah, we're going to have a whole Patriots thing going on here. Annalise, can't stand the Squealers. Just as bad as the Cowgirls. Awesome. You just became my new best friend. You know, I'm a Browns fan, so I can't like the Steelers. It's just not in my blood. Second to that would be the Ravens, because, you know, the Ravens were the Browns after the Browns upped and left us in the middle of the night and decided to go become the Baltimore Ravens. But we all fought and we kept the Browns name and the colors, and we haven't won for 20 years, but that's all going to change. I really don't want to get on a football tangent here. But I can go on and on for days about the Browns, so we're going to go up just a little bit higher here. Get a very, very cool view of the station from up top. So look at that. That is a beautiful scene. Oh, and look what I see in there, guys. This is new as well. Right there. There is a gondola, so they have one here now. So this is what they're getting ready for. These gondolas are being put in place for the testing phases. Once they get everything set, they'll start running these single gondolas back and forth just to make sure that everything is safe. And then once the gondolas come in, the 150 gondolas, they're going to load them all up, overload them with water weights, and run them at a very high capacity just to see, you know, how much of a stress load that these towers can take, what the stations can do. You know, they want to put this thing through the most extreme and max conditions to make sure that they're safe before they put any passengers on board. Richard, go Eagles. Well, at least we have some diversity coming through here. I saw Nick Foles last year when he did his little Super Bowl run through the Magic Kingdom. So that was pretty cool. At least your boyfriend's a Cardinals fan. This is going to turn into a football discussion, I think. When you go to Disney, you have to represent your own teams. Absolutely. I love when people represent their teams when they're down here. You should kind of tell where you're at. Ohio State is really big too. I see a lot of people from wearing their Ohio State gear down here. Alicia, looks awesome. Yes, it does. Destiny, how many people will fit into one gondola? Again, they are the CWA Omega 10-passenger gondolas. I'm not sure of the exact model number that they are bringing in. Maybe the 5. I think I've seen the 5 or the 9. I believe they're similar. I'm not quite sure which one. I think the 5 is actually newer. But they'll seat up to 10 passengers. The benches are going to fold up, so you'll be able to fit scooters on board, large strollers, those kind of things. So, will they fit 10 people at a time? Not all the time. They'll probably stack them in there at busy times, but normally you're probably going to see 6 to 8 people per gondola. But like I said, you are constantly running. Think of like the people mover, how it slows down when you're loading into the ride vehicle, and people are loading and unloading, and then it speeds up. Once you're loaded, it speeds up onto the track. It's exactly the same process that happens here. You're coming in 17 miles an hour on the haul rope. The grip detaches when you go into the station, and then it slows down to a very, very slow pace. People can exit the gondola, people can enter the gondola. It has a level platform, so you just walk straight on. There's no ramps or anything like that, so scooters will just be able to go straight on. And then once you're on board, the doors will automatically close, and that grip will reattach to the haul rope, and off you go. You come straight up the haul rope and up onto the towers here. I'll just try to answer some questions here. I'm pretty much at the end of the tour. I just want to answer questions before I go, as many as I can. Adelise, I can't wait to go back. It'll be your first day at Caribbean. Awesome, I hope you have a great time here. Paula, do you think the gondolas will go to the TTC or all the way into the Magic Kingdom? If they were to ever do that, that would be a very, very, very last phase scenario. Because you have the monorail, you have the boats, you have the buses, you have multiple forms of transportation going to the Magic Kingdom already, that would be last on the list. Animal Kingdom, I personally believe, would be next to receive any sort of a secondary transportation, because right now all you have is buses that run in and out of the Animal Kingdom. So I think the gondolas would be a huge step up to run a line over there. And I think if you were to come from this area, going through Coronado Springs would be awesome. You also have Blizzard Beach and the All Stars over there. All Stars is a huge capacity hotel or resort, so a lot of guests over there as well. They said, I saw in one of the comments that somebody had said, why would they put these at the Art of Animation and Pop Century and Caribbean Beach? Why wouldn't they put them at the more upscale resorts? Because Art of Animation, Pop Century, Caribbean Beach are the largest properties. They hold the most amount of guests on property. So, you have a large group of people that you need to get back and forth. So that's definitely going to be why they're putting these systems where they are. Coronado, again, would be another huge resort, the All Stars. So you're going to see these coming up in those areas over, say, like going to, the Grand Floridian or something like that. So it's because of the capacity and all the people. Okay, hopefully I'm answering all the questions. I'll try to do some more of these live videos as things happen. Like I said, we have the gondolas now in the stations, which is really awesome. They are gearing up for some test runs, and eventually all these gondolas will get here on property, and they'll start running these heavy loads. And I'm definitely going to check in. If they're talking late spring, early summer, or through the summer to get this thing open, that would be awesome. Right now, the last I've heard is the fall, but if that gets moved up, that would be pretty sweet. All right, we got some more coming in here. Charles, hey, I'm going to be staying at Pop Century on October the 3rd to the 8th, 260 days. What do you think the chances are being open in October? I think definitely in October, because you're going to be looking at Galaxy's Edge being open around that time as well. Richard, how often do you go live? I watched the drive around, and it was very helpful. Awesome. I'm glad you watched the drive around. I had a lot of good times doing that. I enjoyed doing that, kind of sharing the whole knowledge of the property. I only wish that my camera was in better focus. I think I'm going to do another one of those drive arounds and try to keep the camera a little better in focus. It's kind of hard, obviously, while you're driving to do that, but hopefully the information was really good. Alicia, if you're not staying on property, can someone ride them and enjoy the view? I believe that's going to be the case. I think it's just going to be open transportation. I don't think they're going to limit it just to resort guests. They haven't limited any transportation on Disney to just resort guests. They say you have to stay on resort property, but if you're coming to Disney, you have tickets to go to the parks, you're going to be able to ride these transportation systems. Mark, you're very welcome. Margie, hey, welcome. Actually, I'm just getting ready to wrap it up here, guys. Okay, so let me get you turned around here. So that's what we have. I hope you guys enjoyed that. That's, again, coming through Caribbean Beach into the Riviera Station. That's what you're basically going to see. Hopefully I answered a lot of your questions as far as safety concerns, getting back and forth, how fast this is going to be, some of the equipment that's going to be used, how many people are going to be on board. If you guys have any other questions, just leave comments. I'd always be happy to answer them. I have a couple people that really give me some great information on these videos. You can check out Robbie Von Roll, which he's on Facebook. Let me remember this. It's Von Roll VR 101 Sky Rides, I believe. If you want to look him up on Facebook, he has some really awesome stuff. The Von Roll family was responsible for installing the first Skyway over at the Disneyland Resort. So he has a huge working knowledge of Skyways, gondolas. So he gives me some really great information. So thank you so much. And everybody else who leaves comments and tries to give input. I really do appreciate that. Anything we can learn about this stuff, any input is always welcome and always appreciated. Let's try to keep it positive. I think this is going to be a great thing. Give it a chance to have some success here. I think once it's up and running, people are going to be really happy with it. So I guess that's it. Any other comments here? You guys are so welcome. Yes, Cheryl, it's going to be fabulous when it's finished. I totally agree. So, okay, definitely check out passporttotheparks.com. I always appreciate that. Social media, please follow me. Instagram and Twitter, I really could use getting those numbers up. And please subscribe on YouTube if you haven't done so. Got some awesome videos that I'm always putting up there. So I appreciate all of the help when it comes to that. Okay, guys, hope you have a great day, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye-bye.